Hey guys, I want to make a quick video about this Zhiyun Crane M2S, which funny story, originally I didn't like. All the footage that you saw at the beginning of this video was shot with this combo. Ungraded, not graded, footage came straight out of the camera, and yeah, this is all that it took to shoot that extremely cinematic footage. Zhiyun sent me the Crane M2S. They never paid me or anything. Originally they sent it to me like 5 months ago, and I tried it with my phone. I also tried it with my camera that I'm using right now to film the 𝗬𝗧. And both combinations, I found, I just didn't like the gimbal with either of them. I felt bad because I wanted to make a video about it, but I couldn't find enough good things to say about the gimbal, so I just shelved it and didn't touch it for like 5 months. Zhiyun, I apologize for not making this video, but here we are now. I just bought this Fujifilm X100V. It's a, I guess you can call it a point and shoot camera with a fixed built-in lens that you can't swap out. It's super small, it's super light, and I was like, you know what, why not just like toss it on the Crane M2S. I'm gonna bring it camping. I'm gonna see what kind of footage I can shoot with it. And my mind was exploding with excitement with the type of shots that I was getting in. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I find this combo to be insane and great for travel. I feel like a big reason that people buy the Fujifilm X100V is to capture moments. The whole idea is I just wanted to be able to throw a camera around my neck and bring it with me anywhere I go, so I can shoot photography whenever I, spot something that I want to take a photo of. And that's the whole idea behind this camera. It's super simple to use. There's no gear, there's no tech to get in the way of capturing moments. And I find that the Crane M2S here gives you the same feeling of nothing really getting in the way. It's super easy to mount the camera onto it really quickly, get it going, get it balanced, and by the way, once you balance it, you don't even have to rebalance. You can just lock the motors here. I'll show you really quick how I do it. I'm gonna lock these motors. Boom, 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 1, 2, 3. Unscrew the camera. I don't even use this mount, which can also be removed. When I want to reuse the gimbal, by the way, I'm not gonna move the motors, I'm not gonna rebalance it in any way. I'm just gonna screw the camera right back on, approximately, I guess, where it was originally when I balanced it. Unlock the motors, 1, 2, 3, and turn off sleep mode. Boom. We're back in business, ready to shoot video again within, that was maybe like 10 seconds of mounting. So this gimbal just doesn't get in the way of capturing moments. Here's another thing about moments is, let's say it's super dark out, this gimbal has a light built in. So let's say you're at a campfire or something like that and you just want to light up people's faces a little bit to capture that moment. This gimbal helps a lot with that. This is a pretty bright light actually. I'm like blowing I can't even see right now.
Oh shit, that's it.
What? No!
A light.
Get out!
Which I should try like at night.
Gigs,
when we have the
I
campfire.
love Zhiyun.
You love Zhiyun. That's going right in the video. Exactly what you just said.
I have the Zhiyun Crane M2S and I got it used and I am extremely satisfied with it.
Nice. I don't have a Zhiyun.
I think it's pronounced June.
June?
No.
June.
I would say
June?
Zhiyun.
I think it's pronounced June.
Other ways I find that the Crane M2S complements the X100V or really any other like point and shoot camera really, really, really well. So first off, well, okay, let's cover the most obvious thing is the look. White, black, silver, black. It matches. I think it looks pretty good. Let's go more into detail with the more useful things here. The first thing is that the Fujifilm X100V here doesn't have stabilization built in. Not in the lens, not in the sensor. So your handheld footage is gonna be a little bit jittery and a gimbal will completely remove those jitters. So that's probably the most obvious way that the Crane M2S complements this camera. I also think that people who buy the X100V value compactness and travelability. I'm gonna make that word up if it's not a word. Because of the weight, because of the size of the M2S, it's super easy to also just toss in your bag if you're traveling. I could probably toss it in my backpack and like not even notice that it's there. So for small trips or even bigger trips that I'm not really planning on shooting anything extremely professional, this is an amazing combo to bring. When I tried putting my EOS-R on this, the motors wouldn't fit around the camera. The camera was just a little bit too big, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't like the combo. But look at this. The motors completely fit around the camera. Not only that, I can go into full underslung mode here. See that? I have no problems, you know, shooting footage this way. On top of that, even with the screen flipped out, the motor still passes over top, and I can shoot underslung down by the ground, and I can look at the camera, I can look at the screen and see what I'm shooting. That is huge to me. I like to shoot a lot of videos of dogs or things like that, and dogs are low to the ground. Zhiyun's stabilization algorithms I find are incredible. So great. I had a Crane M2S a while back, the big one for my EOS-R, and I just love the way that Zhiyun stabilizes cameras. I like it better than their competition.
Dude, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, honesty is the key.
Honesty
Right, Mia?
Very hot.
Honesty is the key?
She's the most honest thing.
Well, what I can say though is that out of all the new gimbals that are starting to come out, like I tried a DJI and it wasn't even as stable as the Zhiyun Crane M2S, and I preferred the Crane M2S. So even though I couldn't find it in any stores anymore, I looked for it and I found one, and now I have one and I love it.
Wow. That is a case for Zhiyun.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I just want to tell you a couple things that I do to increase the cinematic look of my footage as much as possible. So apart from stabilizing the footage with the M2S, on the camera I use a Tiffin 1/4 Pro Mist filter. So this filter blooms the highlights, softens the image a bit, and I find that 1/4 Pro Mist as opposed to like 1/8 or a half is the perfect amount of blooming and softening for this focal length and for this camera. The other thing that I do is I use the baked-in film simulations here, the Fujifilm film simulations. I really love the look of them, and I've gotten used to which ones I like to use in which situations, in which scenarios, in which atmosphere. So I'm always choosing film simulation on the spot. I don't shoot in log at all. I just bake the color grading into the footage. And remember that I'm shooting moments, right? So I'm not really doing anything professional with this camera, especially on the video side of things. I'm just gonna upload my videos to like iCloud Photos and maybe use them in a YouTube video here and there. So I don't really want to spend time color grading. As long as I expose the footage properly in camera on the spot, these film simulations just do a way better job than I could even color grade the footage. So why not just use them? Okay, so a couple downsides I'll talk about, because not everything is amazing, 100% perfect all the time. The first thing is the phone mount. You can easily screw in a phone just like you would the camera here, but the thing is there are no screws on the bottom side, so you can't mount your phone vertically. You can only mount it horizontally. Phone gimbals, they're so much more easy to use when you're balancing a phone. Like, it's really, really simple for me to slide a phone into the mount of this gimbal here and just turn it on, and it works. There's no balancing needed or anything, right? It's automatically there, and I don't have to do anything to change it to vertical mode. It just automatically switches. So if you're buying a Crane M2S just to balance your phone, I would just not do it. When else would I not use the M2S? With the EOS-R, again, like I said, it's too big. Final verdict. As a YouTuber and as a TikToker, I receive quite a lot of gear, and I'm also like very eco-conscious. I don't want to like have too much gear. I'm also a bit of a minimalist. I don't like to keep tons of stuff cluttering. I only want to keep the gear that I'm going to use and that provides value to me. So the question is, does the M2S provide value to me? And the answer to that question is yes, I think it does. And I think I'm going to be using this quite a bit when I'm traveling, when I'm going on vacations, things like that. I think I'm going to only bring this combo with me. Most of the time I'm taking photos, so I'm just gonna have the camera, but it'll be nice that when I want to shoot a video, I can just toss my camera on this gimbal. That's it. What this gimbal is trying to be a jack of all trades, but it really is a master at balancing one of these. It can balance your other cameras, your other phones, whatever. So if you're trying to get one gimbal that's gonna do it all, you can get this one, but just know that it's not gonna be the best at balancing everything. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you got some value out of it, and I hope that you liked the footage that I shot and showed you in this video. Yeah.